Your secret admirer wants to be caught. Please scroll on if this doesn't resonate. They think they've learned a lesson. I think this is someone who, you already know this is going on. I'm just giving you confirmation. You've probably been asking for a sign about this, if this is for you. And you can keep scrolling if it's not for you. But they think that they have gone off and learned something. They're trying to come back in secret because there's a lot of shame here. A lot of the same energy keeps coming through. Man. I feel like you need to walk in love with this person. I think they're trying to walk in love with you. Now, you should do that with all people, regardless. That's part of the reason we're here on this earth, to learn lessons like that, truly, to walk in love with the people that we want to the very least. Those are the ones we need to the most, and that often can mean just leaving them alone. Like, if you don't have the ability to be nice, just leave them alone. You know what I mean? Like, then that's how you have to be sometimes, because sometimes people don't realize what they put us through, and they think it's so easy. Like, I'm getting reminded of someone who thought it was just going to be so easy. Like, oh, we can just be friends again. I'm like, really? What? I'm not even going to go any further than that. I'm just going to say, like, it was someone who had done something that they could still be in prison for if they were still alive. That's all I'm going to say. But, just come back nonchalant, just to come back like nothing happened. Like, oh, we can just be friends after all that. You're crazy. Okay, this just flopped out while I was talking. I felt abandoned by you. Yeah. Okay, that's how delusional they are, especially if it's the energy I just got reminded of. This is, oh gosh. I'm going to keep pulling a couple more cards, but I really just don't want to keep talking about this energy. This is the energy of someone who did something really, really bad to me. And just, the people that do those types of things, and maybe I'm being reminded for a reason, I'm trying to have a positive reading here, and this is positive, because maybe you're going through something, you need to know this. You need to know why it's okay that you keep going on past this person. I think maybe you hadn't gotten deep in enough to see this in the person, but I feel like I'm getting told to tell someone that you are really, okay, this person is, in hindsight, and I'm much older now, but when I was involved with this individual, they told me some things that, in hindsight, I'm like, why did I let that pass? What they did was they told me a bunch of red flag stuff they'd done to other people. And me being naive didn't realize, well, what they're trying to say is they'll do it to me. I thought what they were trying to say was they would never do that to me. They'd change. No. They confessed a bunch of stuff. Okay, fear of rejection. Okay, see, that's what I'm getting. It's like this person oh gosh. They just don't get it. They just don't get it. This is, I honestly think whatever happened here, you ended it. Or maybe, it could have ended another way, but you don't realize you ended it maybe with something you said or did. That could have been what happened, but it ended. And I think you were at peace with it, maybe confused, but at peace. And some of you maybe already, you do know what you were getting involved with. I know this is a weird reading. There's just a lot of stuff I don't want to say, because I don't even want to bring it back to my own mind, to be honest with you. Enough. Oh, peacemaker. You still need to walk in peace. Like, this is a kind of situation where, you've had enough. The only way to deal with this person is just to be nice and keep going, because any kind of attention, good or bad, well, really, I shouldn't even say be nice, like, walk in love, like I said, that could mean just a polite goodbye, leave me alone, or it could just mean completely blocking them and just ignoring. But when you ignore, you need to just really go on as if you're not even, don't even give them a second look, because this person is someone who tried to reach out to me, oh my gosh, tried to ruin my life. Don't even know how I got out of that situation sometimes. And then over the years would find me through various email addresses and stuff, or one time showed up at a place where I lived. This was many years after the fact, and I just had to completely ignore. There's stuff I don't want to talk about. I'm just going to say, if you are feeling led in your spirit to ignore, just ignore, but don't retaliate or don't do anything unless you're sure. Do you know what I mean? Like, in my situation, what I did actually do, and I completely forgot about this until just now, but I actually did have to contact the police. And it wasn't the normal way either. It was like a friend of a friend. This happened many years after I'd gotten away from this person. The police never helped me with this person to begin with. So I just never liked going to them. But when I realized this person was 400 miles away stalking me still. Wait, I got the wrong deck. This person had traveled 400 miles to stalk me. And, they were probably passing through the area. Still, they went out of their way to find where I live, and park outside. And a friend of a friend got me in contact with a female police officer who just told me that she goes, the best advice I can give you is to ignore it. And it was a good talk. I mean, I don't mean that in a bad way. It was actually a good talk, and she told me to let her know if I needed help. But it was the kind of thing where normally I wouldn't go to the police at all, but ignoring it was the best thing to do, because she said these types of people, they start coming around again because there's a void in their life. And look, since I'm getting reminded of this, I'll just keep going because somebody needs to hear this. She also asked me a question. Let me first, okay, keep going, and your words can use to heal or hurt or heal, use them to heal. I'm going to go back to that story because someone needs it, but keep going past this and be as polite as possible. I'm telling you, like, if you can't be polite, if you think being polite is even too much, then just ignore. But sometimes we're in situations like, let's say they know where you work. You might not be able to just ignore. It might just be like, have a good day, goodbye, and that it. You know what I mean? But I just don't think that, and you know what I mean, this could be way deeper for you, but I just think you need to keep going and not let this slow you down. Because this is someone who's coming in deep with some feelings that I'm telling you, they're delusional. They felt abandoned. Look, oh my gosh. No, you don't deserve the right to feel abandoned, but they do because they're delusional. Let me tell you the story I'm getting reminded of. Okay, so this person who I had, look, there's just stuff I don't want to say. It's a story I've talked about online before, and it triggers me to talk about it, so I don't really want to talk about it. But I'm just going to say, this cop who I'd gotten in touch with and was talking to personally, like not at the station or anything, just a friend of a friend. She said to me, "Did he ever choke you?" And I said yes. And she said, now here's where I got to avoid some content warnings. And some people may know this, and I've seen this shared on TikTok, but it's the kind of information we need to keep sharing. She said, if he will choke you, he will, and I can't say the word, but it rhymes with Bill and it's unalive. Okay. She goes, if he will choke you, he could do that to you. Like, it's studies show, like in these DV, and if you want to know what DV stands for, please just go to Google. But the letters DV, or just any type of thing like that, if a human being has it in them to choke you, there's something in their brain that they could also go on to do something way, way, way drastically worse. I don't know what it is. Like, there's studies about it. Your body is healthy and strong. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. You have nothing to hide. And let me go back to what I was saying about that. Like, you really do have nothing to hide. But I think the reason I'm supposed to tell you that is because I was in a support group maybe a few years after the fact, after that incident where the person was sitting outside my apartment. And it was this woman in the support group who was still hanging out with her ex-husband. And we all were just kind of concerned. She goes, well, I don't think he'll do anything to hurt me. It was weird. Anyway, I just got the urge to tell her then about this story. And I said, if he will choke you, because I asked her the same thing, did he ever choke you? And she said, yes. And that's when I told her about that. And I said, you just need to not be alone with him anymore. Because I think it was a thing where I don't know what it was, but she couldn't cut him out completely. But I think she could if she wanted to. But she maintained a friendship. And I think this is one of those things where these types of people do, and it's not just men. Please don't think I'm ever saying that. Women do it too. Please don't even apply a gender to it. There are people like this in our world, and I think that maybe you don't realize how deep this was. Okay? And maybe this is just information you need to pass on to someone else, but you need to keep moving forward. No fear. Work on a new beginning for yourself. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Your body is healthy and strong, and you have nothing to hide. Don't let this person bully you. Like, if it's nothing to hide, like this person I'm talking about coerced me into doing something. It really, I can't talk about it anymore because it's very upsetting. But I'm just going to say, keep going past this. You learned a lesson. They did too. And you do not need to give this person any more of your time. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. It is spoken, it is written, and so it is. Amen.